What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life to the fullest today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 Honda HR-V EXL. Huge thank you to Cameron D over at Safford Brown Honda of Arlington, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you are interested in this particular HR-V or any Honda product, I'll be sure to have Cameron's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. It is an absolutely gorgeous day outside here today. Literally the perfect temperature, no humidity, and a little bit of a breeze. So honestly, I couldn't ask for much better weather. But just like I always do, first we're going to talk about the exterior and the performance. So like I said, this is a 2024 Honda HR-V EXL. And this particular one has been painted in modern steel metallic. But like I normally do, I'm going to start with the headlights, then I'm going to work my way down and around into the back end of this vehicle. So as standard with the EXL, you get LED headlights with automatic high beams, as well as LED daytime running lights and LED turn signals. But taking a step back and to the left, this is what the front end of the HR-V looks like. And you can see at the top center of your front bumper is where you will find your chrome Honda logo. And then coming down just a little bit, you get a gloss black front grille as well as 4 integrated parking sensors. 2 just so happen to be integrated into your front bumper. And then you get 1 there and then 1 over there as well. Coming down just a little bit, you get a satin black lower grille, as well as the bottom portion of your front bumper is gloss black. So basically all of this like down here is all gloss black. And you can see on the outsides of your front bumper, it kind of flares up and in, similar to what you would find kind of like on a Subaru Outback. And then also on the outsides of your front bumper, you get these air vents just to help redirect air around the vehicle, so it's just a little bit more aerodynamically efficient to help aid with fuel economy and stuff like that. And then last but not least, up here at the front end, I wanted to mention that you get 7 inches of ground clearance with the HR-V. But anyways, like I said, the lower portion of your front bumper is gloss black, and that gloss black leads nicely into your gloss black wheel arch moldings. And then coming down the side, these are the standard wheels you get with the EXL, and they are a 17-inch machine finish with shark gray accent wheel. And these wheels are wrapped in 215/60 Hankook Kinergy GT tires. I'll give you a view of the tread pattern on these tires here real quick. And that's a view of your suspension as well. And then coming up to our side view mirrors, you get body color mirror caps with integrated turn signals. And as standard, these side view mirrors are heated and manual folding. This does get a credit because it is not optioned or does not come with blind spot monitoring. But anyways, taking a step back, this is what the side profile of the HR-V looks like. So you can see you get black window trim as well as body color door handles with keyless access. Just keep in mind, the keyless access function is only on your front 2 doors. The rear 2 doors do not get that keyless access function. And then coming over to here, opening up your fuel door, you get a capless filler neck in there. And then coming up, you get a body color shark fin antenna, as well as a body color roof spoiler. You also get your third brake light integrated into your roof spoiler. You get a rear window defroster, your rear wiper right here. You do get LED taillights as standard with the EXL. And then this is what the center of your rear end looks like. Here's a rear 3/4 shot of this vehicle. It kind of gives me Acura vibes right here. But anyways, at the center of your liftgate, you can see your chrome Honda logo. And then on the lower left-hand side of your liftgate, you have your chrome HR-V logo. Right here, you have a backup camera that comes standard. And then just to the right of that, you have a little pad. And if you pull up on that pad, this is your manual liftgate. So you do have to pull up. It is not a power liftgate. It is a manual liftgate. And then honestly, considering the size of this vehicle, I'd say you have quite a bit of storage space here in the trunk area. And I'd say you could probably fit 4 to 6 carry-on suitcases back here if you stacked them up. Then you get an LED light on that side, an LED light on this side, a little storage cubby over here, another storage cubby on this side as well. And then if you lifted all of this stuff up, you have your spare tire underneath here. That is what your spare tire looks like. It is not a full-size spare tire, but it is nice to see this vehicle comes with a spare tire rather than a tire inflator kit. And then these are the carpeted floor mats that you get as standard with this vehicle. They look like any other carpeted floor mat. And then that kind of about does it for your trunk area. I guess there is one more thing I could do. And I could fold down these second row seats here, and I'll show you. Basically, these are like fold flat second row seats, but I have my backpack here, so it's not gonna fold all the way down. But anyways, you get fold flat second row seats. Closing this back up, you get a gloss black rear bumper with 4 integrated parking sensors, 2 reflectors, and a gray rear valance back here. And that kind of about does it for the exterior of the HRV. Because this was redesigned in 2023, there are no changes for the 2024 model year. But let me know what you think of the styling on the HRV. Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Let me know what your opinion is in the comment section down below. But with all that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2-liter inline 4-cylinder that makes 158 horsepower and 138 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a continuously variable transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 9.4 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 25 miles per gallon in the city, 30 miles per gallon on the highway for 27 miles per gallon combined with all-wheel drive. If you do need all-wheel drive, it does come at a premium, and it will cost you $1,500 to get all-wheel drive because this does come standard with front-wheel drive. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I put a lot of time and effort into making these videos, so I really appreciate it if you guys would just take 1 second, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Both those likes and comments look really good for my channel and the YouTube algorithm, and YouTube will promote my videos a little bit more. But anyways, with that stuff said, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, like I mentioned a little bit ago in the video, you do get keyless access. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle by running your finger across these 3 hash marks right here, and now the vehicle is locked. There is one more feature I wanted to show you here on the exterior, and that is that you do get remote start as standard. So if you wanted to remote start the vehicle, you press this lock button and then press and hold on this button right here, and the vehicle will fire up and precondition the interior. But now let's take a look at what the driver's side door panel has to offer here on the EXL. So at the top of your door panel, you get some vinyl wrapping. All of this area right here is a satin black plastic. Then you get a silver door handle. You get a leather wrapped and padded armrest with some accent colored stitching. You have your power side view mirror controls. You're unlocking your lock functions. That button is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. Automatic up and down windows in the front, but you do not get automatic up or down windows in the back. Some miscellaneous storage space, a spot you could set a Deer Park water bottle, and a speaker. Moving on from there, you get an 8-way power adjustable front driver's seat, but you get a manually adjustable front passenger seat. You do get heated front seats also as standard with this vehicle, both with 3 levels of adjustability. And now let's move into the interior and see what the interior has to offer here on the EXL. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this door right here, and now we're going to walk throughout the interior. So coming down to here, that button right there is basically to turn your traction control system on or off. And then right here, boom, you get a great spot. You could set your key fob if you wanted to. And then flipping this down gives you access into your manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Basically what I mean by that is you can bring the steering wheel towards you, you can push it away from you, and then you can also move it up and down until you find your comfortable position. Moving on from there, let's take a listen to our turn signal. That is what your turn signal sounds like on the HRV. And then this is not only your turn signal control stock, this is also your headlight control stock. So if I flip that up, that is going to turn my headlights off. If I do that one more time, that's going to put my headlights in the automatic position. Come down one more, that's daytime running lights on, and then all the way up is headlights in the always on position. Zooming back out, you get a leather wrapped steering wheel. And just like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center. So let's take a listen to it. That is what the horn sounds like on the HRV. And then coming over to here, this is to go back on a track, that's to go forward on a track. This is your volume control. And then these buttons right here are basically to control this part of your gauge cluster. So you get a partially digital gauge cluster, and then you get an analog speedometer. I'll get into that here in a second. And then that is to speak to the vehicle. And then coming over to this side of the steering wheel, you get adaptive cruise control as standard. So basically all of these are your adaptive cruise / driving assistance features. And then that is your windshield wiper control stock for your front windshield wipers and your rear wiper. Now moving into this, again, you get a partially digital gauge cluster. So from here on over is all digital. Then you get an analog speedometer, but basically walking you throughout the digital part of this screen, you have your speedometer there. Coming down just a little bit, lets you know what drive mode you're in, then your odometer, ambient exterior temperature, transmission status stuff, and your fuel gauge all the way at the bottom. Then you have your tachometer over here, and then you have your time and your driving assistance stuff. Again, to go throughout this, you have these buttons here. So if I click on that, that's gonna bring me in between these different things. So I can either see my range and fuel, my speed and time, my audio stuff, my phone stuff, my navigation stuff, driver attention stuff, all-wheel drive torque distribution. You can see who's buckled and who's not. You can also go into maintenance stuff, safety support, come back out of that. Then you can actually have it be nothing. So it's basically just your tachometer. Then you can adjust the brightness of it. You can go into your warnings. But basically, if this was my vehicle, I would probably have it on the range and fuel. That is probably the screen that I would leave it on. But anyways, that is personal preference. Coming back to here, you get your push button start button that illuminates in red when the vehicle is on. And then coming up to here with the EXL, you get a 9-inch infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. This is what your screen looks like. You have your physical buttons on this side of the screen. Top, that's your home button, that's your back button. This is your volume control knob. And then down here, you have buttons to go back on a track and or forward on a track. And then this is what your screen looks like. So I'm gonna bring you to your home screen. This is your home screen. You got your time up top there. This is one of the home screen. That's your second home screen. That is your third home screen. You can go in between your different vehicle settings. It's going to show you all of these different vehicle settings. You can go into your driver assistance stuff, one driver assistance screen, second driver assistance screen, go back out of that. You can go into your keyless access setup, doors and windows setup, so on and so forth. And then down here you have all your different shortcuts for your phone, FM, Bluetooth audio, connect, smart shortcuts, and or display mode, basically like your daylight, and you can adjust the brightness of this screen as well. Coming down, 2 HVAC vents, but you get 4 on the dash. You get 1 over there, 2, 3, and your 4th one is here. Then this is your hazard button. Then you have heated front seats. Like I mentioned, 3 levels of adjustability. It also lets you know that they're on up top there, as well as there, again, both with 3 levels of adjustability. Then you also get dual zone climate control as standard with this vehicle, and it gives you the fan speed on the fan control knob. So you can see as I'm increasing the speed, you can see it's starting to highlight there. So anyways, that's what your dual zone climate control system looks like. Coming down just a little bit more, you get a USB-A port down in there, and then also as standard with this vehicle, you get a wireless charging pad. I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and it fits down in there as well. So you can see now my phone is down in there. And then you get 2 cup holders here. You get a leather-wrapped shift knob, and then you also have a sport mode. So if you put it into S, that's sport. And then if you bring it all the way down, that is low. Back into park, then this is your drive mode selector here. Basically, you have your normal mode, your econ mode, and your snow mode. And again, to go into sport mode, you just bring this down and you put it into S, and then that is your sport mode. And then this is your hill descent control on or off button. Then you have this to engage your electronic parking brake. If you wanted to disengage the parking brake, you push your foot down on the brake, push against that, and then that will disengage it. And then this is basically your brake hold button. So when you're stuck in traffic, tired of holding your foot down on your brake by yourself, when that button is on, the vehicle will hold you in place with its braking system. Then you get a USB-C port, a little bit of storage space down here. You could set a phone, key fob, or something along those lines. And then you get a leather-wrapped armrest right here that is nicely padded. And opening that up, I'd say you'd probably get like 12 inches of depth down in there. Closing that back up, coming over to here, you do not get a lockable glove box, but you do get a decent amount of storage space in your glove box. That's a look at that. Closing that back up. Coming up to here, you get an auto-dimming rear view mirror. That lets you know if your passenger airbag is on or off. Then you get all your light stuff, then your light controls here at the center, whether you want the lights to turn on or not when you open up the doors. And then flipping that all the way to the right is instant dome lights on. And then as standard with this vehicle, you get a power sunroof that does slide and tilt. So I'll show you, that's as far as it goes back. And bringing that back, I'll show you the tilt function. Literally all you have to do to tilt it is push up, and then the sunroof will tilt. Then you have your visor here. You get a vanity mirror and a vanity light. And then this also slides forwards and backwards for when the sun is in those interesting situations. No O-Poop panel over here on the driver's side. You do not get an O-Poop panel over there on the passenger side either. Now, a couple things I wanted to go over with this vehicle. Basically, as standard, you get an 8-way power adjustable driver's seat. You also get heated front seats, the wireless charging pad, the sunroof, and the remote start system, just to name a few. And then a couple safety things you also get as standard. Basically, you get adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation braking, lane keep assist, road departure mitigation, traffic jam assist, and the front and rear parking sensors. Now I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You can take a look at everything that you get as standard. You can see the credit you get because this does not have the blind spot monitoring system. But basically, I'm just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2024 HR-V EXL all-wheel drive is spec'd is $30,445. Let me know what you think of that price in the comment section down below. But I do want to show you what we got going on in these rear seats before moving into the driving portion of the video. So this is what your door panel looks like here in the rear. You get a nicely padded armrest. Let's see how far the windows go down. So they go down to about right there. And then some storage space down in there and a speaker. Sliding that over. This is what your rear seats look like. I apologize, there's plastic, but anyway, it's just basically leather. It looks very similar to what you get in the front, but you do not get a center fold down armrest back here, and you do not get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. But up top here, you get an no-poop handle, a spot you can set your dry cleaning, and a dome light. Then over there, you get a dome light and a no-poop handle, but you do not get a spot to set your dry cleaning. Coming over to here, you can set your phone, some seat back pocket behind the passenger seat, and then I am adjusted behind myself. I am 5'9". I've got plenty of leg and knee room. Here's another view of my leg and knee room. And then headroom wise, tons and tons of headroom. And then let's see if the seat is reclined all the way. So it is reclined in the all the way position, and these seats are actually pretty comfortable. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of the HR-V EXL. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion. Take a listen. Brakes are good, brakes are good. One thing I wanted to show you that I actually really like about new Hondas is that, you know, when you wash your windshield, and on most cars it just sprays everywhere except for like the premium vehicles. Well, with Hondas, look, it's washing the windshield, but it's only shooting out of the wipers, and that is something that I really like. And I only first noticed when I was doing videos with CR-Vs, and then I noticed that they also do it with the HR-V as well, which is what I definitely like. Here's an acceleration. Very easy acceleration to 25 miles an hour. You know, again, this isn't a rocket ship. Don't expect it to be a rocket ship. Don't expect it to be super fast, but it's got enough power to get you where you need to go. It's going to be very reliable. It is a Honda. Gets very good fuel economy, and it's just, you know, rather basic, but when you get into the interior, it's got everything that you want and everything that you need. And I love how it's got the wireless CarPlay. Here you go. Now I'm going to throw it into sport mode, and I'm going to see if we get any extra throttle response now. Quite frankly, I don't notice that much of a difference between drive and sport mode. You know, I'd probably just leave it in drive just because I think drive does a good job, and really, again, I didn't really notice that much of a difference. But now here's just a regular acceleration on what I would normally do. Take a listen. And honestly, you know, just around town driving when I'm not getting on it, I don't feel like it lacks power. You know, I actually feel like it's got more than enough power around town and stuff like that. But you know, once you start really like flooring it and stuff like that, that's kind of where you noticed, you know, it lacks on power. But again, that's only when you're really starting to get on it. But again, just normal accelerations and stuff like that, I don't feel like it lacks power by any means. Here's another floored acceleration. And okay, I guess not yet, but we will do a floored acceleration at this stoplight to about 40 miles per hour. So once this light turns green, basically all I'm going to do is step on it, and we're going to see what she does. and that was 240 miles per hour. So not the fastest thing in the world. I know I mentioned the 0 to 60 time was in the 9s. So again, you can't expect this thing to be, you know, very, very fast. You know what I'm saying? But what it is very fuel efficient. It's very comfortable when you're driving down the street. Take a listen to what it sounds like at about 30. And it's very easy to park in parking lots in tight parking situations, especially with the front and rear parking sensors. You get the backup camera, you know, you get the sunroof, and for $30,000, this is very nicely equipped. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't get the built-in navigation, but really, why would you need built-in navigation in today's day and age when you get the wireless Apple CarPlay, the wireless Android Auto? You can literally, with the wireless Apple CarPlay and the wireless Android Auto, I can put Waze on this screen. Waze is better than, you know, the built-in navigation that you would get with a vehicle like this anyway, or really any vehicle. So I think I'd rather have the wireless Apple CarPlay and the wireless Android Auto than the built-in navigation anyway. So other than that, it rides very smooth. The seats themselves are very, very comfortable, but they're not too, you know, they're not too cushy, but they're, you know, more cushy than they are firm, and they're kind of just like the right seating, like density, or, you know, they have the right amount of padding for me, and I definitely appreciate the seat comfort that is in this vehicle. I do wish that it had power lumbar, but it's not really the end of the world. But I do like my lumbar functions, and really, I don't really see it being that big of an issue, you know, with what it is right now. Other than that, I do wish it had blind spot monitoring, but I definitely do like it how it comes standard with adaptive cruise control. Again, it rides very comfortably. It's got good city power, but when you start getting on it and stuff like that, you might want a little bit more power. But again, if you're just looking for a vehicle that's efficient, it's got enough power to get you where you need to go. Like, look, just very easy acceleration at low speeds. You know, it actually feels quicker when you're not really getting on it as compared to when you're flooring it. But other than that, very comfortable ride. Power is good enough. It's got adequate power. Suspension is very well at soaking up bumps, but at the same time, you know, it doesn't have too much body roll, which is definitely nice. I know looks are subjective. It's kind of got interesting looks, but it's also, you know, not a bad looking vehicle either at the same time. I wouldn't say it's a good looking vehicle. I wouldn't say it's a bad looking vehicle. It's again, that's a subjective opinion. But again, as the way that this one's equipped, you get the sunroof, you get adaptive cruise control, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, you get a good sounding sound system. I think it is a very nice vehicle for the money. But yeah, that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot get there without your support. So if you enjoyed this video in any sort of capacity, if this video helped you in any sort of way, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know if this video helped you in any sort of way. Let me know also what you think of the HRV in the comment section down below. And please, again, hit that subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.